In 1967, a mysterious virus broke out at a U.S. military camp in Zaire, Africa. Infected soldiers developed sores all over their bodies. They promised to quickly airdrop food and medical supplies to help. The next day, a plane arrived as promised, but instead of dropping supplies, it released a powerful fuel-air bomb. The entire camp was flattened in an instant. Only a few white-faced monkeys carrying the virus managed to survive. Fast forward to 1995. Sam is a military doctor working at the U.S. Army's Infectious Disease Research Center, which has labs classified by safety levels. The highest level, Level 4, houses some of the world's deadliest viruses, including the Ebola virus, with a mortality rate above 90%. To enter this lab, one must wear a fully sealed protective suit with oxygen pumped in through tubes connected to the lab. One day, Sam gets a call at home about a possible level for outbreak in Zaire. The exact number of deaths is still unknown. Sam's team is assigned by General Billy to investigate. One team member, Major Salt, is a recent graduate who excelled in school, but Sam warns him that field work is different. One mistake can cost the whole team their lives. Major Salt says he's mentally prepared, but once on the scene, he quickly realizes he was overconfident. The outbreak site is a village surrounded by jungle, littered with rotting corpses and burning pyres, resembling a scene from the apocalypse. Inside the village is medical center. The floor is covered with bodies. Only one boy remains alive, lying on a bed and crying alone. Salt loses control and tries to remove his headgear to vomit, but his teammate Casey fails to stop him. Sam tries to quarantine him, but a local doctor tells them the virus isn't airborne. The doctor explains that people die within 2 to 3 days of infection, with a 100% mortality rate. Fortunately, this village is deep in the jungle, so the virus hasn't spread. The first patient got infected after drinking from a village well, though the original host is unknown. After gathering the necessary samples, Sam urges Billy to sound the alarm to prevent an outbreak, but Billy thinks it's overkill. With a short incubation period and limited transmission routes, Billy believes the virus's spread is minimal. Sam feels powerless to argue, unaware that a white-faced monkey carrying the virus has been captured nearby and shipped to California. Back in the U.S. lab, Sam names the virus Mataba. Research reveals that Mataba can wipe out a culture of healthy cells within 8 hours, faster than Ebola. This image shows Mataba under a microscope, and Sam submits the findings to Billy. That night, Billy sneaks into the lab and takes a virus sample. It's the same virus discovered at the Zaire military camp in 1967. A comparison reveals that Mataba is the same virus. It turns out that Billy and his partner General Donald McClintock were the doctors sent to gather the soldiers' blood samples in 1967. The U.S. military later developed Mataba as a biological weapon, with Billy and General Donald in charge. To keep this weaponization secret, Billy and General Donald decide to transfer Sam elsewhere. Sam can't stop the transfer order, so he asks his wife Robbie, who works at the CDC, to issue a nationwide alert. When Robbie requests this, her superiors dismiss it, claiming the risk is too low to justify the resources. While they debate the alert, the infected monkey ends up at an animal quarantine center in California. An employee named Jimbo, often borrows animals to sell, decides to sneak the monkey out to a nearby pet shop. On the way, the monkey sprays him in the face, infecting him with Mataba. Later, the monkey scratches Rudy, the pet shop owner, infecting him too. Since the monkey isn't what Rudy wants, he declines to buy it, so Jimbo releases it in the forest on his way back. Jimbo then flies to Boston to visit his girlfriend, showing symptoms on the plane and infecting her when he arrives. Meanwhile, Rudy falls ill. At the CDC, Robbie receives reports of 2 similar cases in Boston: Jimbo and his girlfriend. Realizing the risk, Robbie heads to the hospital. Fortunately, both patients are in isolation. Robbie tries to question Jimbo about his exposure, but he's too weak to respond and soon passes away, while his girlfriend has no information to offer. During Jimbo's autopsy, Robbie discovers that his organs have liquefied and tells Sam it's Mataba. A new problem emerges. Rudy, the pet shop owner, is hospitalized and a lab doctor accidentally splashes himself with Rudy's blood, but only rinses his face briefly. Later, the doctor goes to the movies with his wife, unknowingly spreading the virus to others in the theater through his coughing. The doctor makes his way to the concession stand, coughing heavily, before collapsing in convulsions. Soon, the local hospital is overwhelmed with patients showing fever and severe coughs, leaving doctors baffled and urgently reporting the outbreak to the CDC. Robbie quickly realizes the crisis is unfolding as feared. Sam asks to investigate, but Billy redirects him elsewhere. Refusing to back down, Sam fakes orders to get his team into the quarantine town, where they join Robbie. By then, troops under General Donald's command have already surrounded the area. Sam finds a patient infected despite no direct contact with others, and realizes his room shares ventilation with the quarantine ward, confirming the virus is airborne. Testing shows the virus has mutated to spread through the air. The team suspects the host carried two virus strains, one of which mutated, and believes that finding the host could help them develop antibodies for both strains. Rudy, the pet shop owner, was likely exposed at work, so Sam and Robbie split up to investigate. Robbie finds a sick monkey at the pet shop. Testing confirms it has the original Mutaba strain, indicating it was near the host or infected at the quarantine center. The team shifts focus to the quarantine center, where Sam notices soldiers transporting 11101 serum for patients. Billy claims it's a new antiviral from Yale, but Sam isn't convinced. The outbreak worsens, with hundreds of residents quarantined. As bodies pile up and the host search stalls, Sam discovers the serum cured the monkey, revealing it as a military antidote for Mutaba. Meanwhile, Casey collapses with symptoms, and Robbie accidentally pricks herself while tending to him, becoming infected. Sam urges Billy to release the serum, but Billy resists, fearing exposure of the bioweapon's secrecy. Realizing they're losing control, General Donald gets presidential approval to bomb the town. Sam despairs, but Salt learns from a security guard that Jimbo smuggled out a monkey that arrived from Africa on September 1st. Following this lead, Sam and Salt commandeer a helicopter to track down the ship that brought the monkey. They find the ship and speak with the captain, discovering a crewman died of Mutaba after interacting with the monkey, and photos confirm it as the host. Sam takes his search to Live TV, where a viewer recognizes the monkey from her daughter's forest encounter. With permission, they lure it out and capture it with a tranquilizer dart. Sam informs Billy that the monkey is secured, while Billy stalls the bombers, but General Donald insists on proceeding. Sam and Salt return, but General Donald intercepts them. After a failed negotiation, he orders an attack, but Salt skillfully dodges the fire. They escape by setting a forest fire, tricking Donald into thinking they crashed. Back in town, Salt quickly produces an antiviral serum, and Robbie's condition improves, proving the serum works. Billy persuaded Sam to block the bomber's route, preventing it from dropping bombs on the town. The bombs ended up exploding in the sea. However, McClintock, determined to protect the U.S. military's biological weapons program, ordered the bomber to return and reload. Billy, now with a clear conscience, took McClintock's microphone, canceled the rebomb order, and publicly removed McClintock's command, ready to face any consequences for defying him. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.